Hello, everybody. It's really a pleasure for me to be here again because the last time, I'm sorry, I skipped the Product Academy and you told me that you miss me, but now I'm here again. Do you want to say something to the audience? Oh, no, you have already, right?
Yes,
you
I
were
have.
already doing your job.
Marcus, I'm very, very grateful to work together with you because Marcus, as you already heard, he's an expert in his field, he's an athlete, and we share a hobby together. So we are from the area of bodybuilding, we're doing sports, and me, as a sports person, always likes to hear about the expert's opinion about our nutrition, our products. And so let's start with your part.
And also I want to mention we have another connection because you are living in that area where I studied. And we know some people from former years ago. It was really a pleasure for me to talk to you in the last evening about all this stuff, which was for me 20, 25, 30 years ago. But now let's start with a new product. The year has just begun. So let's start with something special. Please, video start. Wonderful. Let's start with a new ди-дrinк. Fresh start, fresh for you. And before I start to tell you something about it, let's have a look just into the testimonials.
Hi, ich bin der Simon, 28.
Hi, I'm Simon, 28, from near Munich, and I wanted to share my experience with the Fitline ди-дrinк. I've just completed a full 14 days, and I have to say I feel absolutely wonderful. I got through the 14 days really well. I feel very light, if I may say it that way, and I also feel that I truly supports my body during that time. I noticed a real difference in my energy levels and metabolism. Overall, I felt amazing, and now, after the 14 days, I feel really good. As for the taste, to be honest, I really enjoy the ди-дrinк. I've always liked it actually. I take it once or twice a year, and I've been doing that for many years. Honestly, when so many good things from nature are in it, you should be able to taste it. My tip would be to take advantage of what's already there and already good for you, and give the Fitline ди-дrinк a try for 14 days. Be curious about your results, and I wish you lots of fun and success with it.
So let's talk a little bit about the ди-дrinк. When we're talking about these metabolites who are already in your body, they are normally stuck to a special area, to the fatty tissue. And what do you have to do to get rid of them? First, you just have to metabolize them, get it out, get it in a special combination, then transport it to the liver to go out over the stool, or get it to the kidneys, and then over the urine. So this is the general way. So let's have a look what PM International or the Fitline products did it with it here, the ди-дrinк. So at first sight, we have 5 synergistic groups. At first, we have the metabolization. There you see again that we are looking always to an aim from different angles. We don't put only one mineral inside. We have 3 kinds of minerals inside for the metabolism. Then we go on with the gut. So we have these broccoli powders, some other powders, which are really beneficial to have a better gut feeling, a better digestion, especially with the fibers. We have also a special chelation complex, because when all these metabolites are getting into the bloodstream, they have to be packed in a special way, because if they are not packed, they are just fading away and are again somewhere else. We have something to protect our kidneys, especially the wild garlic is very beneficial for this, and also the liver protection, especially with the choline, which has also, here you can see it, a health claim with it. And cleansing was never so delicious. Now I have to get a little bit closer to you, because let's talk seriously. Years ago, when we started our ди-drink, we combined, especially I combined, all the different ди-drinks on the market from other companies. And when I had to test them, I could really tell you the taste was down there. And when our first ди-drink came out, already our taste was at this level. And all the people who I asked all around Europe, all around the world, who had already drunk some ди-drinks from another company, they said, yes, it's very delicious. Also at that time. But of course, we have many, many team members who say, okay, I have never done this, not like Dr. Kühne, he's very in this area for 20, 25 years. They say, okay, let's start it, because now we have a Fitline product. And then they thought, comparing to the normal Fitline taste, oh, that does not taste so well. But comparing to other companies, it was already. And then, of course, we worked on that. And now you have really the same great taste with this Fitline ди-drink as we have with our normal range of products. But how could we use the Fitline ди-drink? Normally, let's start in the beginning of the year, the special days of December with a little bit more of calories, with a little bit more of fat, with a little bit more of alcohol are gone. And now you can really focus on your health again. So start the year with 14 days of ди-drink. That means 1 sachet per day for 14 days is really a good thing. And in normal areas, when you are living in a normal city, what can you say about normal? In a normal countryside also, I would say, you can do it again after 6 months. So in summertime, maybe about July or August, when you have a little bit leisure time or so, wonderful to do this. So normally you do it 1 or 2 times a year. But in special areas, when you're maybe living in a biggest city, then it could be also good to take it more often. So this is just the beginning of the year, and maybe when you're in this special area of having a special aim of weight reduction, Lutz, do we have any products from Fitline to improve this area?
Yes, I think so. Of course. Thank you very much, Markus. I absolutely love to listen to you and get more details. And we were talking about that topic just yesterday night. And how can we bring it to the customer, to the teammates, to make them understand what we really have in our hands here. So we start the year with a cleansing factor. So get rid of the things we don't want to have in our body. The next topic I really want to talk about is a global health problem. What does it mean? We are talking about being overweight, and if it's getting more and more, we call that obesity. So this is one key factor in the social environment today. And looking at those numbers, it's frightening to me. In the medical field, we deal with that problem for years and years, but this problem raises each and every year. And if you see the numbers in the USA, poorly enough, it's number 1 world leading country, but 73% of the population already is overweight, and 40% of those are then obese, which means really, really massively overweight. And look at Germany, for example. We are over 50% of our population here in Germany, so we are Germans, is overweight as well, and 35% already obese. So this is a huge market, of course, for the Fitline product, but also a society problem. In the projection, we will see more than 1 billion people all over the world being obese at the year approximately around 2030. So this is what we have to address with our thoughts, with our approach. And there is a a product, hopefully many of you already know about that game-changing product. We call that Top Shape, and what it's all about. I'm going to explain a little bit more details in a second, but first of all, let's watch a video on that topic before I carry on talking about it.
One product.
Le produit révolutionnaire.
One decision.
I have been absolutely blown away by the results that I have seen.
That will reshape your future.
It literally changed my life.
500,000 people already tried and loved it.
Franchement, j'ai été bluffé par ce produit.
Changing everything.
Wird ein Game Changer werden.
Game Changer.
Das ist ein Game Changer.
Showing great results.
9 kilos.
9 Kilos.
8,5 Kilo.
The holistic concept to change your habits.
Ich fühle mich pudelwohl. Ich bin satt, ich bin zufrieden, ich bin voller Energie.
You're only one decision away from a whole new you.
Many people ask in that direction, do you have products for weight loss, weight management? And now we can say yes, for more than 1 year. So in launch in January last year in 2025, it's the new game-changing product, which is so valuable for us as with the thoughts behind weight management. But let me show you why it's so valuable, what is happening in your body. So don't want to break it down to just watching the ingredients and see what's in there, like ginger extract, purslane extract, and of course you see again the resorption booster, which makes it even more digestible and usable for the human body. Green coffee extract, dandelion extract. All these ingredients are very well known for their structure and for their positive effect on the body. But what does it use, this exclusive formula? Why does it prove over and over again? Why does it work? And here is a little graph I want to show you. There's a 2-in-1 action of the product. And the main effect, there are many effects, but the main effect is almost a psychological effect, because what we suffer from when we start to diet, when we reduce our calories, we reduce our energy, what we give the body, is what we have is we're feeling satiety, hunger, and we feel these cravings. Like I reduce the calories, and we as sportsmen, when we're doing sports and being active, and all of a sudden you are hungry, you feel these cravings. And this is where Top Shape steps in. And with this technology used, we see in the gray bar, you see that's a control group where no product is used. Then you have this certain amount of satiety by eating, of course, but you also have cravings and hunger. And now with the red bar, you see you use Top Shape, the product, Fitline product Top Shape, and the impact what it does, it releases a satiety hormone in your gut. So there's what we call L cells in your gut, and this is an absolute natural process. So there is no artificial use of something. So we just stimulate a very natural process. So this satiety hormone is released in your gut, it flows through your bloodstream, and then it's influencing your brain, meaning you feel a better satiety, a faster satiety. So you don't have as much cravings as before, and you eat less. This is what we want to have in a diet, reducing calories and losing weight. This is one part, which is very well known. Many products do that as well. But now is the question, Markus, why is Top Shape even better? Because this is what I know can be done by single substances. But where is the big difference? Because we release this hormone by food and, of course, by Top Shape. So this is where we get the influence, where we can be specific. And now I think there is a very, very unique differentiator. Can you explain more about that, please?
If this wonderful satiety hormone would stay in our bloodstream all the time, everything would go on wonderful. The brain would have a satiety feeling, everything is fine. But the problem is there's also somebody who's going against it. That's the DPP-4. And this is going to the hormone and cutting it off. So there is no more work in the brain. So we looked in the product development not only for the good one, but also which hormone is breaking down the good one. And that we also looked up with our cooperation partner, the University of Upper Austria. And we could see that this hormone, which is also in parallel secreted a little bit time lapse afterwards, that it's also reduced. And as you can see, with 4 stars, that means by 1,000 participants, we have 999 which have this clear feeling. So one thing is the satiety hormone goes up. The other thing is the other hormone is reduced so that you have a longer lasting amount of this wonderful satiety boosting hormone in your bloodstream and in your brain. But this is in vitro tests. Yeah, does it really work? Of course, we tested this. We tested this in a special focus group, and we could really see that 100% of the participants had weaker cravings, already no more cravings by 80%. And then when you can look at it all together, feeling of cravings while using the product, rare to no feelings. So really, really beneficial in this area. We could show it not only in vitro in the Petri dish, which is wonderful as a scientist, but also looking into the human body. But how should we use these capsules? Can you tell me this?
Yes, I can, because I use it for myself. And when I heard, of course, when you talk about the products, you should use them, but I'm also a little bit overweight and put some weight on over the Christmas day, as you said. So I started exactly how you recommended. So I started cleansing with the ди-дrinк. This is what we really recommend doing before you start with the Top Shape product, and then you have the choice. So what we recommend in the first place, when the product first was launched, we said, okay, we start off and recommend 3 capsules, for example, in the morning, and another 3 capsules for the evening. So this is how we started, just to have a sensible recommendation so that everybody can start with the product. Now, over the months flowing and people coming back with their own experiences, we found out that you can vary with those capsules. So you might take 2 times 3 capsules a day, or you might, as I do, take 4 caps per day. Please keep in mind, use a huge amount of water, because probably you will get a little bit thirsty with this product, but use a huge amount of water to drink it. This will even benefit you even more using this product. So 2 times a day, ideally 1 to 2 hours before the meal. Again, it varies. I take it sometimes 3 hours before, 1 times 1. You just find out what you for yourself need, so there is no fixed time. And in addition, please, 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 we are talking about calorie deficit. Use a low-calorie diet for your nutrition. So it's always the combination of a good nutrition, calorie deficit, plus this Top Shape. It's not just this product. And this is very, very important to mention, because one of those questions we get is, how can I combine it? What makes sense? And we always say, close the gaps, because when you reduce your calories, you just not only reduce protein, carbohydrates, and fat. You also reduce the intake of minerals, vitamins, trace elements. And this is what the holistic concept is for. When PM thought about, wow, how do we close the gap? Well, very, very simple. We just use our optimal set. So you get all this vitamins, minerals, trace elements. And it's the holistic concept we are talking about. So you don't have to be afraid of falling into this trap where you at least, or after weeks and months of using, that you feel again this, I need more food. This closes the gap very, very well. And when we're talking about the holistic concept, using Power Cocktail Restorate Top Shape, we can even offer more, because if you're on the road, like we are at the moment, flying from here to there and giving speeches, and if you're in the car, and there's another solution, very simple solution, to address your hunger in between. So you might want to tell me a little bit more about maybe how you use it, and how can our customers and teammates use our supplementation for the hunger in between.
Of course, there are thousands of ways how you could use the optimal set and the top shape, and I want to tell you now what is, in our opinion, the best one, the fit line way, because we want to have, because you're irritating me, hello, because we want to do the fit line way. That means we have our optimal set in the morning, the power cocktail, and the restorate in the evening on top shape 2 times a day. And normally you have your meals 1, 2, 3 times the meal, but that you can replace by our meal replacement. That means we take a pro shape, so really a shape, or we are on the road, and I did it just before we started because I got a little bit hungry, but not too much. Okay, I'm always hungry, you're right. I know what you're thinking about. So I just took a bar, and this is also really wonderful that you are on the road and you can just grab a bar in the plane, and so it's really, really convenient. And we always have to say that we have different kinds of shapes. We have on the one side the milk protein, the whey protein, and we have on the other side a special combination of plant-based proteins so that you can use it also as a vegetarian or even as a vegan person. But let's have a look. I have to think about it. How many years is it ago that we in the Scientific Advisory Board thought about a new shape? Oh, we are always 1, 2, 3 years in front of the product. So just estimate 6, 7, 8 years ago in our Scientific Advisory Board, we talked about let's do a new shape, and we looked for all the beneficial effects which should be in a replacement shape. And then we came to all these points that you could see here. Of course, a high protein content so that you have a high satiety that we have also with our top shape, because proteins go also over the satiety hormone pathway. It should be a complete meal. Everything should be in. Not only one thing very high, no, everything is a holistic concept. We make a fat burning, dehydration. We have to have a stable blood glucose, appetite control, thermogenesis. All kinds of different aspects which are very, very important when you want to reduce calories, when you want to reduce your body weight. Dehydration? Well, why dehydration? Because in the human body, the fat cells have up to 20-25% of water in there. That's why we have in our body, the fat has only 7,000 calories. Oh, maybe I'm thinking already a little bit step before, because I know what we're talking about in the FAQs. So we have in a human body 7,000 kilocalories, and not as the animals 9,000. The last one part is water. So we want to get rid of the water from the fat cells so that we can reduce weight also. So let's have a look a little bit more in detail. What does it mean, a complete meal? We made it this way that our meal replacement is below 250 kilocalories per portion. This is recommended by the authorities. So we have not really much place to go left and right or so we just stick to the 250. It is absolutely rich in protein. We have an good amount of carbohydrates, because especially when we want to reduce weight, we need also some carbohydrates so that we have a little bit of energy which is going the right way, to have a little bit lower amount of carbohydrates, so everything else is going over the fat metabolism. Of course, we have to have a good digestion. That means we need fibers, and of course the minerals, trace elements, vitamins, flavors, so everything, because this is an absolutely complete meal. And as I said before, with the proteins, we have also these special proteins which are plant-based. Why do we use all kinds, no, not all kinds, many kinds of different plant-based proteins? Because when we take milk or whey protein, we have already the best amount of different amino acids. This is already done. But with the plant-based proteins, we have only these ones, these ones, these ones. So we have to combine them so that we have the same biological value as we have originally by milk and whey in this combination of the proteins. And this is what we have done before. We looked in our plant-based ones. We counted the amino acids so that we have really a good biological value, as we have also with our other one. Let's take it together. Multi-benefits of our FitLine Pro Shape all in one. We have an absolutely patented formulation with the special extracts. And all extracts are in every single shape and also in every single bar, no matter if it's milk protein or plant-based protein. Yeah, everything is always made the same way. The whole family has all the same ingredients. And of course, we have the 8 benefits, what I told you before, completed in the Pro Shapes. And I know, because sometimes I'm also in these Ask the Experts, especially when we are talking about sports, but also about weight reduction, that there are many, many questions from you, from the team partners. And that's why we just say, Sasha, please come over. I think you have some questions for us.
Like always. I mean, it's always a good opportunity having you here and all these experts. And we covered so much topics today already. And for sure, to the weight management, we have received in the past a lot of questions as well. And especially to the ди-drink. You just mentioned it and started off with the ди-drink. We receive always a lot of questions, especially in the direction like, how often should I make use of ди-drink?
As I just mentioned, the normal way, what I would do, what maybe others of, because we are living in a normal, not so polluted country, is 2 times a year, starting in January, for example, going on over the next 5 to 6 months, doing it also in summertime. So 1-2 times a year is perfect. But it could be also that we are living in a region where we have a higher pollution, so it could be also quarterly per year a good idea.
Oh, cool. Okay. And weight management is really close connected to one of our top sellers, Top Shape. And here we got some really interesting insights. And when we started to introduce Top Shape, we regularly received the question, can I use Top Shape without the other FitLine products?
It's the number one question, because people want it easy. And what we forget is we have to understand our human body. So if we go into any kind of a deficiency, and this is what I mentioned, if you reduce calories, you have to close the gap. And this is what we do with the optimal set. So please remember, and never recommend it in any other way, never ever use Top Shape as a single product always combine it at least with an optimal set. There are many more products you could use, but this is what we really, really highly recommend to use to close the gap and not run into deficiencies of minerals and vitamins, because this is what then, after using it for weeks and months, is causing this what we call the yo-yo effect. So when you start having cravings again, if you start eating more, because your body really signals that to you. Hunger and cravings is a signal for your body. And this will be avoided by using the optimal set on a regular basis for your optimal supply. So please don't use it as a single product, always in combination with the Power Cocktail and Restorate.
Oh, that's perfect. I mean, our Fitline Club, I mean, that's more the center and the focus of our business. So every one of you who is part of the Fitline Club are already perfectly positioned to add on top shape when you really think about losing weight or probably stabilizing weight. And that's very efficient in this holistic concept with PM International. And whenever you read about losing weight, you always stumble over this wording, calorie deficit. And now 3 men are standing here, but we had with Anja Wunder a woman here as well. So is there any difference in the terms of calorie deficit when it comes to men and women?
Of course. Maybe we go here to the board and then I will explain to you something which is behind this bucket. Because I want to just show you what are the difference with men and women. At first sight, we have to estimate how many calories a man or a woman is using every day. So this is really an estimation, I have to say. Years ago, 10 years, 15 years ago, when I was in my nutrition advisory, they had to write down what they are eating the whole day, the whole week, the whole month, so that we really see how many calories they had. We don't have that time, so we are looking a little bit mathematically. So there is a special way to analyze it. That means we are looking for a roughly estimated basal metabolic rate, BMR. That means we have our body weight in kilogram multiplied with 24 hours. And the difference with women is multiplied with 0.9. That means it is reduced compared to the man. And that makes afterwards the difference. So this is the basal weight. And then we have to look for the PAL value. That means physical activity level. So there are some kinds of different physical activity levels. It depends. If you're lying down the whole day, if you are in the office, you get up and walk and eat or something like that, or you are working somewhere in a factory, you're always running around, rushing or so, there are some different types. So very low is 1.2, 20% only more is getting up to 2 times 0.4 physical activity. So let's make an example calculation. We have here a woman, 70 kilos, multiplied with 24, multiplied with 0.9. Then we have 1,512 calories. When we are looking for men, 80 kilos, multiplied with 24, we have 1,920. Even on the ground base, we have a difference in 400 kilocalories. So we see already here, there is a real difference in calorie turnover. And then we are looking, what is our activity level? When we look here, we just make an estimation, roughly 1.5. So we see with these men, we are with 2,889. When we compare it to the women, 1.5, we have 2,268. So again, looking here, we have 600 calories in difference. Is it really so massive when we see that it's already a little bit different? we see the 768 calories in difference is multiplied with seven days, 5,376 kilocalories. When we compare it to 7,000 kilocalories of fat calories in the human body, as I mentioned before, we are a little bit different to animals, then we can see 0.77 kilo fat per week for the women. And when we see here, multiplied again with 7, that means 9,723 kilocalories per week. It is 1.39 kilocalories fat per week for a man. So it's really massive. It's almost double what men can turn over in just 1 week by the same nutrition value.
Markus, thank you so much. It's always good to see the numbers and to calculate and to see the difference between men and women. But what I also wanted to show is just a general overview, to see these numbers in a context. And this is why I brought my weight management barrel, which is how people ask me, can you explain it in a way so that I can understand? Because hearing the numbers, and this is sometimes it's a little bit too much to overlook, even when you start a diet. So just have a look on that. The barrel is your calories you use as a body, as a human being, and this is the range where you fill yourself up. Like, for example, Christmas time, New Year's Eve, so you eat a little bit more, your barrel fills up. Sometimes you're doing sports, your nutrition as well, so your barrel, the level of the barrel lowers. So what we want to do is, by reducing our calories, we want to fill less in, so our energy, what we use each and every day, what Markus was talking about, the calories we use, that was flowing out. So we have to make sure with a good nutrition, with a rich supplementation, that we use valuable calories to fill our barrel, but we are always using more energy than we take in. So this is the concept of the barrel. So what you fill in must come out, and if you want to lose weight, there's more energy flowing out. If you want to stay steady, what we call a homeostasis and a balance, you just use the calories you eat. And if you put on weight, obviously what you do, you eat more calories than you are flow out at the bottom. That is the weight management barrel.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean, that makes absolutely sense for me. I'm not coming from the scientific parts, so therefore it's always these special moments when you have the chance to talk to our scientific experts, but our sale is happening more on a visual base, more emotional, exciting base, but it's always good to understand it in an easy, simple way. And you just mentioned something as a wording here, yo-yo effect,
yes.
And this is a question we receive all the time as well. So people ask ourselves, okay, when I start using Top Shape, and then I have my results, and then I'm stop using Top Shapes, do I experience then this well-known yo-yo effect?
Well, I already mentioned that. Yes, it can be if you're not doing it right and you're not thinking about the right nutrition. If you close the gap, there is no reason to eventually stop using Top Shape, but what you can do is you can adapt. So let's, for example, take me as an example. I had my aim, like using, let's say, 10 kilograms of weight, and then you're using this Top Shape scheme, as I was telling you, 2 times a day, 3 capsules or 4 capsules, just find out whatever you want. So now you can, whatever duration you want to have, like 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, 12 months, you don't care, because it's a natural stimulation of your gut cells, the health cells, what I was talking about. So there is no harm done to your body. Just take your time, think about your nutrition. And if you want to stop, I don't recommend stopping immediately. Just as always in life, be calm and easy and just try, for example, leave alone the afternoon intake of the Top Shape product. So you just try to just take it in the morning, 3 capsules, 4 capsules, and then you see, can I keep up with that, what I just explained? Can I keep the homeostasis, the balance in my body? Will I have more cravings? Will I have more feeling of hunger again? So then you can adapt. You just use one capsule or two. And so then you can find out what's really good for you, what's working for you. The yo-yo, the typical what we call yo-yo effect, meaning we are losing weight and at the end of our diet, we are so much in hunger and craving, and then we eat everything what we can. And then we put on even more weight because we are so much more into uptake of calories. And this is not happening. So we've seen in hundreds of examples with our customers and teammates, if you immediately stop, might be a problem, because the duration will need some time to adapt for your body. So do it easy, do it simple, and just give it a try. But the typical yo-yo effect is dependent on not the ingredients, nutrition you need. And so hopefully, it's a long answer, I know, but it's a big questions to the people, so can use as long as you want and give it a try to reduce it. And the typical yo-yo effect will just happen if you lack in good ingredients and the right ingredients like vitamins, minerals, fatty acids, everything what we're talking about. And with the optimal set, this will not happen.
Yeah, as you said, a very long answer, but on the other side, a very valuable answer. I mean, this makes it very clear how powerful our weight management holistic concept is all about. And again, thank you very much to both of you to have you here to share these unique insights